What's up, guys? I'm Shane, and welcome to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I know you guys are probably waiting for another NCAA video. This is probably the last Animal Crossing video on the channel, unless I bring the streams back or something later on down the road, some sort of event pops up, but this is pretty much going to be the end of it. It's definitely the last time you guys are going to see this island. I've been working on this for a month and a half now, trying to get a winter-themed island. I totally tore down the old island completely, and the only thing left standing from the last time you guys saw it are Cranston and Zell. That's pretty much it. So it's all been torn down. Now, what I wanted to do with this is have the villagers in line with a winter theme, but I kept finding some of my favorite villagers, so it didn't quite work out. So before we actually start this tour, just a quick look at the map. And you see, my daughter wanted to be on here. She wanted to name herself Lily. That's not her name. That's not her name at all. I know, because I picked her name, but she wanted to be Lily. I made use of her house there, but she just wanted to be involved. Cranston Zell's still here, and then we got Murphy, who I love. He's easily my favorite cranky villager now. I found Cube. On like 2 tickets, I found Cube. Roald, I just got today. I actually would have had this tour recorded a while ago. I've been spending a week looking for Roald, and then I said something to my friend. She went in her Facebook group and found him in an hour. So, take advantage of when you got friends, guys. I got Rudy, who's sort of the curveball. I was looking for Roald. I ran out of tickets. Just, went forward a day, figured whatever, whoever shows up. And Rudy showed up for my fiance's island. And I kind of love him. And I think he's staying forever, too. I found Bree, also on the look for Roald. That's how well it's going. I did find Eric. Now, Eric is kind of the monkey wrench in all of this. Because originally I had Deirdre. And then I found Eric, so he replaced Deirdre. And then I found Bree, and it just all went downhill. I got Maple. I think the rest of the internet loves her. I don't know. She's just adorable and has the same name that my dog had. And then I've got Blue Bear, who's my favorite. Or Cranston is. I'm not sure. One of those two is my favorite. They keep going back and forth. So, you can see the tour. Oh, you can kind of actually see the shape of that pond right there. So, enough of that. This is also the first video I'm recording, not in my old apartment. I'm in my mom's basement, so I'm just like the rest of YouTube right now. So if you hear some weird sounds, or if my audio sounds weird, I'm still figuring it out. This is my first recording down here. So we're going to start the tour. Now, this is the entry area. I just kept the theme going what I had before with the tulips this time. I got rid of all the roses. So, this is the black rock colors. I still haven't changed that flag because I can't think of anything better. And Label is here. Fun fact, I've still never talked to her. I restarted this island at the end of August. Have yet, even with all the time traveling I've done, I've never talked to Label. So, that's not starting today. And now we're going to start coming this way. Now, what this area is, I've got all these Christmas decorations set up, but what I'm going to do is, or what I was planning on doing, whenever a holiday pops up, so Bunny Day or Halloween, any of that kind of stuff, I would redecorate this accordingly. So right now it's Christmas area. It's actually pretty decent for a photo op too if you want to. I didn't realize Santa's sleigh you could actually sit in it. And it almost works, but you can slide the camera over. Down here, this little beach area, I didn't do much with all the beaches. But this, I just put just a little casual beach to go play around with. I got a little go board going here. That red rose cloned. I was supposed to dig that up. Oh well. Also, before we continue with this tour, this is the first time I've given you guys a tour of an island where it's done. It's completely done. Outside of maybe a couple DIYs here and there that are maybe seasonal I haven't gotten yet. Or if they add some DLC later on. But this island's done. I'm 100% satisfied with everything here. Except Cube refused to put his wreath on his door. That's the only thing I'm dissatisfied with. So we're going to come across this bridge. Now this is an area I've been trying to get right in every single island build I've done. And I think I nailed it here. This is the whole center town area. Obviously not quite in the center. We got the Able sister here. We got the loom out here with one of Mabel's designs. Little changing area right here. Again, it's just nice because in case I screw up and accidentally pick that I want to keep that outfit on, I can get changed. Got a mirror just in case too. Little bench outside. This area. Now this fake piece of art, everyone's got it. It's beautiful. It's just a perfect centerpiece. I actually use it twice on this island. I'm not ashamed. I missed a weed here. And just a little area. I had it holly. This is when it was supposed to be recorded for a tour. Holly was in bloom, and now we're camellias, or whatever it's called. Little break area back here for the Able sisters. They got the vending machine, some spare boxes back here. You know, it's a nice little area. The museum, I wanted to keep this theme where I had some of the space stuff outside, because again, it's not in the museum. And then just in the back, a couple little nooks just with some flowers. You know, nothing too special. Got the phone booth here, which I didn't originally had. I just had a bunch of trash piled here. There's still a couple trash bags. But I decided that sort of brought it together, because that was just kind of a giant empty void. Another rock thrown behind it, too. Yeah, the Nookling shop, and if you come this way, I put the bush in front of the box so I never accidentally throw stuff in there, because it's useless. I can still get to the board. Little DIY area back here. You'll see why I have this, but there's a lot of DIY building made when I try and make money. Then coming back down here, you can see it already as a little amusement park area, the park clock here. And in my concert area, I love this so much from the last island, I decided to keep the concept around. Slightly different, you know, a better fit area. And then the amusement park, I'd say, it's a little barren looking, but I didn't have anything else that could really fit here. Maybe if I find something later, I'll tinker with it. You know, this island's done, but I can still always tinker with it later if I want to. Now, coming down, I actually ripped this off of my friend almost completely. So we've got a little area right here for a little coconut juice shack. This place is sort of out of business considering it's snowing right now. But my villagers seem to not mind the cold. Little ice cream stop here. Love these frozen DIYs. They fit perfectly. And then over here, this is something I saw on Reddit, kind of. I modified it, but I got the custom design here for a movie projector. It's rolling the credits. And I had this all set up, and then at the last second, I decided to throw these bamboo speakers here. And it's perfect. Like, that was the one piece that was missing. It tied it together perfectly. A little palm tree here, too. And then we're going to come back up. But this is, when I do my daily routine of, like, running through, trying to talk to everyone, unnecessarily, no one's ever down here, but I always run through this area. I do love it so much. It's also the only thing I've done with the beaches. Like, this area and the other little one I showed you, that's it. That's all I've done with the beaches. Now, coming back up, we're going to follow that path in a second. And I also found these little designs. Ooh, actually, you know what? I'm going to cut real quick after this, but I'll show you guys. These little designs are on everyone's house. I did not make them myself. I found them. But this is Zell's area. Now, my headcanon, he's very much into music, so I just like to think that he hangs out here in his little luxurious place, listening to bands that come in and play and tries to sign him to his label. He doesn't have a label, but he's trying to sign him anyways. And he's also a hopeless romantic, so he's got this little date area over here on his own private beach. And I've caught him sitting here all by himself a couple of times. Never with someone, though. And some gold roses on the side. You know, he's trying his best. I do love Zell. But real quick, I'm going to pop into the Able sisters and give you guys the creator codes. They made the faces for every single resident that you could possibly have. All 393, 91. But real quick, we'll pop into the Ables. All right, so right here, and thank God for this favorites feature. It wasn't here before. Except for the movie theater credits, which I'm going to, Shane, in the future, find that and post it on here right at the bottom in that gap. But this is the creator code for everything you're going to see on the island. All 4 of these here from Moogle. These are the 4 that made the faces that I have displayed on every house. Down here, there's one floor pattern you're going to see later. Up by Murphy's house. He's the one who made that. Or she. Or they. And also, they got a ton of other cool stuff in there. I just never used it. And an Austin John. I think you guys know who Austin John is. And I will tell you the one pattern that I used from him later. Alright, back over at Zell's house. We're going to start making our way up here. I just saw Cranston. Cranston is... Okay, after I said no one goes down here, Cranston's making his way down to the beach area. Just gonna... What are you gonna do, bud? What are you gonna do? You're just gonna stand there. I love Cranston. He's so dopey. He's so dopey. I love him so much. We're gonna come up here. Now, I guess what this turned into, what I wanted was like a winter wonderland. So you think, you know, it's gonna be mostly cypress trees everywhere. Not cypress. You know what I'm talking about. The pine trees. And it turned into Cottage Core on accident. I didn't mean for it to be, but it just kind of did, I guess. Wasn't the goal. But in here, I got Bree set up. Now, this was originally Deirdre's house. That's why the mushroom furniture is everywhere. But I figure with Bree, it kind of fits. She's a little mouse. It still kind of works. A little telescope hiding back here. And just a nice little area. I was so excited to get the mushroom furniture. And I kind of wish I had done the entire island mushroom, but that's fine. Down here, we got a little hidden path that takes us to a small pond. This is actually the area where I find villagers the most, is hanging out here. Usually whenever CJ's on the island, he's here. It's funny how much they hang out. Wild log bench sitting down here. And now the funny thing, so I got sick and tired of all of my fossils and stuff spawning over on these areas. They're not inaccessible, they're just a pain to get to. So all I did, I think I've shown this in previous videos. So I've got this. And as you can see, I just displayed it on the ground on accident. You can kind of see there's one white pixel in the middle because it's supposed to go over the snow. It's literally just one pixel, and it's transparent other than that. By putting that down, no weeds can grow, flowers can't reproduce, no fossils can spawn there. So that's how I took all of that out, especially some of the pain areas. Now, there's more forest over here, but we're actually going to go down here. This was sort of supposed to be like my big area for this island. And then the villagers I found kind of messed it up. But this is supposed to be the Penguin Village. Now we got Cube here. This is Cube with his arcade. I'm still missing one machine, but hey, I got most of them. That's fine by me. And then over here, I guess I did a little bit with the beach over here. There's a sandcastle. You see the telescope back there. And then we got a sleigh and we got a snowman. This area, I was trying to keep it with more like Antarctica. So you're not going to see like... There's flowers here. There's some flowers back there a little bit. But there's no trees. It's all ice sculptures. I want it to feel like flat and barren as much as possible. That's why instead of streetlights, there's campfires. Right here is Eric's house. He's got a little playground set up. And, originally he wasn't supposed to be here, but everything got shuffled. This was Boomer originally. I really liked Boomer. I was going to set him up with a whole, like... all the rocket ships and stuff, because he's dressed up like a pilot. And then I found Eric, so Boomer had to go. Up here is Rald's house. Now, this is, again, where it's getting screwy. I had all of this decorated. I got a nice little cafe back here. Little music playing. This garden gnome who was a fortune teller in the Halloween town. Now he's running a cafe. This was supposed to be Sprinkle's house. Because she calls everyone Frappe, this was supposed to be her house with the cafe going on, but... it just did not work out that way. Back here, shout out to anyone who remembers from like the original like start of the series, who's been watching all along. This is what's left of the Black Rock Navy. That's it. Even the snapping turtle got turned into a statue, so... no great whites, because I sold them all to make money. Couldn't even make a statue out of them. Next time. I do like this frozen pond. This is another custom design that I got off the internet. I'm going to try my best to find that code for you here, but I looked for it like 3 months ago. No idea if I can still find it. But I kind of like the idea of the frozen pond sitting here. And over here, this is where Rald was supposed to go, but this is Rudy instead with a little gym. Nothing, just a modest little gym. But what I also like to think with the headcanon, again, this is supposed to be all penguins. So in my head, they're all kind of gullible because they're penguins. And most of the villager types are kind of gullible, You can kind of blow smoke up all their butts. Especially like the smug and the peppy types. So there's a bunch of fake art hiding out here because we've got the secret beach over here. They have decided this fake Rosetta Stone is their sacred text. That's why it's protected like this. Because they were told it was a sacred artifact by Red, who lives over here. And I decorated all piratey. And on top of that, if you go further in, hidden back here, we've got our hidden pirate cove. Because I always have to have a hidden pirate cove because I love all this pirate stuff and I never have anything to do with it. I don't know what this guy did, but I think he got forgotten about, so he did. And I kept this treasure chest spun the wrong way because I wanted people to actually see what's going on with it. But, oh, I got the Moe head back up there. Because I didn't have anything else to do with it. Oh, and a Lily of the Valley. I don't know when that got there. Should have dug that up. I didn't realize it was there. That's fine. It looks good there. So my little penguin village, I like it because, everything else is going to be overgrown and this sort of it feels like Antarctica. It feels how it's supposed to feel. Now, I obviously don't do a lot of custom paths. So you're going to see some cooler stuff with that from other people, but this is how I like to play the game without very many custom paths. You know, very few exceptions. I like the Frozen Pond one. I got one that I use from Austin John, and there's one up here that I'm going to use in Murphy's house. Now, this is his mountain. And originally I was going to do a wolf up here, but it was just going to be a cranky villager of any kind, and I found Murphy, and I love him. So this is a little wooden custom path, and I only did this instead of the actual wood, so it would take up the whole thing here, because I want it to look a little bit like a pier. You know, but it's kind of a small area. You come down as a winding path. Murphy said, you know, it's very small and modest and perfect for his cranky self. But this, yeah, I do love this area. Like I said, I love every area that I made. Continuing down the path, you get a little waterfall going down to an area we're going to look at in a second. But coming down, and this is something that I tried to do. This is what I abandoned on my first island tour. Or no, the second one. After my crappy island. This is going to be my enchanted forest. Now, this was going to be my whole island before, but I kept it down to a small area. Nothing but purple, white, and blue flowers everywhere. This little crescent moon-shaped pond with a little island in the middle with some crescent moons. I have time traveled forward a bit because I was trying to get villagers, and seeing this in the spring, oh, it's one of the areas that holds up. And of course it leads to Blue Bear's house, because one of the dialogue options for the Peppy villagers is just talking about how far away the moon is and how she wants to be Moon Bear Cub. So this is the closest I could get. Now, Cranston, what are you thinking about? No one wants to move. He got in a fight with sharing snacks with Murphy. All right. I will absolutely save snack time for you, Cranston. But it's late at night, so he's going to tell me I can do it tomorrow. So, I'll do it in a little bit. But speaking of Cranston, we're going to come down here. Now, this is going to come right back around to sort of the entrance. And actually, you know what? I'm going to cut around to the entrance. Not all the way. I'm just going to go right here. I don't have to use a ladder or anything. It just makes it easier. So we're going to cut back down here instead of walking all the way around. And when we come here, we're actually going to go to the left. Now, Cranston before had an orchard. Well, now he's got a gas station / Christmas tree stand / orchard. This is over here. Another gnome helping him out, selling a carrot cake. I missed Turkey Day. Like, I didn't play for a few weeks, so I missed all of that stuff. I went back and grabbed the mushroom DIYs, but I didn't do Turkey Day, so I don't know if there was going to be anything better. Also down here, I got all of my extra DIYs. That's how much time traveling I had to do to try and find freaking Rald. But he's even got a little rotten turnip here. You know, a little gas station set up with a rusty one in the back that needs to be repaired, but it'll never actually be repaired. It's just forgotten about. And I learned this: if you plant a fruit tree right next to a regular tree, it will stunt its growth completely. So that's how I got them to sort of be cascading. Maybe I could have arranged them differently, but I kind of like them just in order like that. You know, maybe a little too grid-like for some people, but I like it. And up here we got a little narrow path. Now this is what's left of the pumpkin patch, because I figured it should stay year-round. Still some jack-o'-lantern stuff. And then we've also got the carriage back there, because in real life, I mean, you can't just shove it in a closet. It just sort of gets shoved to the back there, and eventually it will get used again. Over here is Maple's house. We got Blueberry coming down. And what I tried to do with her, and this is the area where I feel like I'm not 100% satisfied, but it definitely, after a few attempts, I'm happy with it. But if anyone has better ideas for it, feel free to let me know, and I will revamp it. But I wanted nothing but hyacinths and all the butterfly models I could find. All of the ones that I was stocking up on, hyacinths growing everywhere, and it's supposed to be a little enchanted library. So she can sit down here, there's books everywhere, and of course teddy bears. Might be a little too much going on, but I do like this area. And she's even got the lighthouse up there in the corner. But I do like her little area. And that'll take us up. And if we go right here, this is where I stole from Austin John. I stole his little, his flannel picnic blanket. Just a little picnic area. This was honestly a last-second addition. I had this empty area. I had nothing else to do with it, and I just threw this together. Gave me an excuse to use the mum cushions. I hadn't really used them at all. But considering it's just a space filler, I like how it turned out. Now, coming over this way, there's a hidden path cutting behind. And up there is the campsite. And she didn't have a place on my island, unfortunately, because of the other villagers I found. But at least I can get Sprinkle to be involved in this video somewhere. Hi, Sprinkle. Oh, I wish she'd come to the island. I do like her. But they can only have 10 villagers. Maybe one day they'll update that. I doubt it. There's a little campsite. It's not as elaborate as the last one. And over here, I've got a bunch of stuff thrown on the ground. Because if I invite campers with an amiibo card and you gotta build stuff for them, I just like having all my supplies here. I think I have a 4-star island right now, but if I picked up this stuff and all those spare DIYs, it would be a 5. I did check it before I started throwing stuff on the ground. And again, like I did before, I've got nothing but windflowers back here. I did not put a peach tree here this time, but I did still want to give it, like, the specialty, like, what makes Black Rock special. And it's windflowers and peaches. And if you cut over here, you couldn't really see it as well as I would have liked from the other side. We just got a little area here right by the waterfall. You know, just something small. I've never seen anyone over here. It's mostly just me wandering over here trying to find that one last fossil. And then if we come down, we're going to go back around this way and across the bridge. We're going to go over to my house and my daughter's house. Now, I built the snow boy today. He's not a perfect snow boy. I was off slightly on him. But I don't need any more snowflakes, so it's fine. This beach is barren. These black roses were set up to try and get some more golds. So I've got the windflowers up front. My lily of the valley that I had. At least I found something to do with them this time. The roses are down there. The flower arrangement is exactly the same as it was on my old island. And again, using this one more time. The wind turbines. Maybe I shouldn't have gone with those, but it's fine. And then, you know, that wagon. Some more of the flowers. And I want to come back around. Now, this is where the island starts to get more function over fashion. So again, I'm using the amiibo cards. Well, the peppy villagers like to ask for the garden wagon, which require 3 yellow roses, 3 white hyacinths, and 3 red cosmos. So that's what's planted here. This way, if they want it, I can just dig them up. I think there's actually 4 yellow roses because it was 1 too far. My rock garden is still here from where it always has been because, like I said, I was not doing it again. I missed one here. Oh, well. I ran out of fences. The purple pansies are just here. I think I meant to do something with them and never did, so they just hang out there. And then coming around, this is my daughter's house. Now, she picked the fence, the floor that she was going to have. I told her I'd throw this here. The inside of the house is empty. She just wanted to have a house here, but she's never actually played with it. And then I have 110 blue roses surrounding her house. Because every 2 days I can go pluck all of these, make blue rose wreaths, and sell them for 220,000 bells. I don't have to bother with turnips because I average 110,000 bells a day just by plucking flowers. This leads over there. There's nothing that way. It's just a dead space over there. So that's the entirety of the exterior of the island, but I will give you a quick little tour on the inside of my house. Nothing special. I don't really like interior decorating, but I tried to do what I could. Now, this first area, I just tried to make it feel as Christmassy as possible. You know, I even got the fake art up on the wall. KK Cruisin' playing on the stereo because that's the only song that should. So a nice little Christmas feel, plus my DIY workbench. Over in the right room, this is my daughter's room. She wanted to have a room, and then that wasn't good enough, so she wanted a house after that. And I just never unpacked her stuff out of here, so this is just her room. Over here on the left room, this is my bedroom. I went with the Blue Imperial set. I've got my betta-fish, because I love that model. It's so beautiful. I've got a laptop here. My little mini cactus set. I got a hamster. His name is Fred. And in this blue summer shell, my daughter decided that I had to have it because, I don't know, she just decided it was special. So I put that off to the side so I don't mix it up. And then these shoes here, My niece sent me that. You know, and I'll show you guys the letter. So, she sent me this the day after I found out that I came back with a positive COVID test. And it might take a little, I'll read it for you, but hey Shane, here are some witch boots for you, which will fit for next year's Halloween. And I'm sorry that you have the virus. I know it's not my fault, but I'm sad because you have it. And you know, that's just the kind of stuff that only a 6-year-old can provide for you. Just, you know, break your heart with that. Actually, speaking of that, we're gonna dig through some of this mail, because some of these hit different. Now, way down here at the bottom, when I had Annabelle on my island, she sent me this letter. It's always fun to chat with you. You make me happy, and I thought I'd tell you so. In fact, spoiler alert, a lot of folks like you and care about you and wish they could buy an action figure of you. It's true. I'd buy 2. But I read that earlier today. I hadn't read it since before Annabelle moved out. I favored it, so I liked it at the time. But, like, it made me tear up. Like, it's a goofy little letter that they're sending, you know, and right in line with a peppy villager. But it's just sort of like the nice little way of them saying, hey, you matter. In case you were worried, you matter and people love you. And it's just something that I need right now, as my daughter and fiance are 1,500 miles away from me until I find a job down in Florida. And the peppy villager is always good. Blue Bear, not that one. Nope, not that one. Blue Bear sends a lot of silly letters. Nope, wow, I save a lot of them. Jeez, Blue Bear. Nope, that's her throwing up. Here it is, and this is just Blue Bear telling me, hey, take a break sometimes. Something you need to hear. All right, back inside. All right, the back bedroom, this is my smaller trophy room. I never did any bug catching tournaments or any fishing tournaments, so I don't have any of those trophies. But I've got all my HHA trophies. I've got all my lucky items. The pirate crown that I got. Robot Hero is considered a lucky item. These are my spare photos. Obviously, I had Zell, Blue Bear, Bree on my old island. But this time, because I was sick of them bubbling and trying to move out every, 3 or 4 days, it felt like. So I maxed out my friendship with them, got second photos from all of them. So these are just spares. You know, the gold wreath. All this stuff is all lucky items in here. And then upstairs, this is Purgatory. This is what I was using whenever I would get a thumbnail for a video. So I get a clean cut of my character without all the background stuff. And I apparently forgot to do something with this before I recorded. Plus, you know, a little area in case I had to get dressed up for Halloween. So, yeah, nothing upstairs. But downstairs, and this is why I didn't bother with the upstairs, this is the photo room. These are all of the villager photos that I have received from maxing out friendship with people. I don't know how many I have. I'm around 100, so about a quarter of the way to getting everyone. I don't know if I'll ever get all the villager photos, but I'm trying my best. I was trying to keep track at one point. I stopped. Yeah, here's Deirdre, Boomer, Aurora. I don't like Aurora. Her eyes turn red when she gets excited, and that freaks me out. You know, so all of these villagers up here, these are all the ones I had. The bottom row, these are the villagers I hated. I hated every single one of these villagers on the bottom. Not these ones necessarily. I just didn't care much for them. So if you see one of your favorites on the walls, I like them, but not that much. And then these are all of my favorite villagers. I've also got the pumpkin table here. These are my 4 Halloween villagers. The frozen table, these are my Christmas villagers, except for Cube, because Cube's a permanent member. So Rald, like I said, I just got him, so I don't have his photo yet. But then here on the outside, you've got Maple, you've got Murphy, Biscuit, Cube, Cranston, Blue Bear, Bree, Zell, Marshall, and Rudy. These will be my 10 villagers on the final roster. So Eric will be gone, and then eventually Rald will be gone, unless I like Rald and I get rid of him, or I get rid of Rudy instead of him. One of those two will stay. And then Biscuit, and apparently I'm not going to have a sister type. Although, I kind of wanted to bring Agnes and Lyman back for the final lineup, and I kind of wanted Cherry back, but I guess I'm just not going to have a sisterly villager on my final island. Which is okay, I guess. And I was really torn up about bringing Hugh back and replacing Biscuit with him. Also, my daughter gave me Sprocket because she restarted her island. That was her first jock. So I got him, but it was after Halloween when I wanted him. That's why Stitches is over here too. So these are some of my favorites. But like I said, those will be my final roster. And that'll be it. I've got Biscuit's card. I've got Marshall's card. So I can have my final roster. And that's it. There's no need for island tours. The island's done. You know, I don't feel the need to tear it down completely. I love this island. I love how it turned out. And even going into, I went as far as April. And going into the spring with the cherry blossoms and everything, it still holds up. Except for the Penguin Village, but I can remodel that if I want to, you know, make adjustments. But that's the end of this island. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually transfer this data to another Switch and keep it off to the side. You know, this way no one's deleted, and then I'm going to start another island. You're not going to see probably videos from that one unless there's some sort of special event, but time traveling in this game kind of ruined it for me. This island came out perfectly. I found all my villagers I wanted, including finding a couple like Rudy, who I didn't necessarily know I would fall in love with, but did. And my island's complete. And it took me about 3.5 months. So that's how much time traveling messed that up. So I will not be doing that on another island, but I will also not be doing it on this channel. Because I just like I like doing it casually. I want to do this stuff in my free time. So that's where I'm going to be. So this very well could be, it might just be, the last Animal Crossing New Horizons video on this channel. I know it's not the most popular series I do, but I know there's a couple of you who are around just for the Animal Crossing content, so maybe I bring it back for streams and stuff like that later on down the road, but I don't necessarily see it happening. Because I was time traveling a lot for the sake of creating the content, and then since I was time traveling, I just went crazy. I didn't do anything nuts, like I didn't go like too far forward or backwards or anything like that, but it's still just, I mean, look at all these villager photos. Half of these I amassed on this island, the other half were the previous island. So, yeah, that's it. That's it for me with Animal Crossing content on this channel. And then NCAA videos resume soon, and then I'll figure out if I'm just sticking to NCAA or if I'm going to start another series, but thank you guys so much for watching. God, this video timed out a lot longer than it should have. If you liked the video, please be sure to hit like down below. If you want to see more videos from me, not necessarily Animal Crossing, please be sure to subscribe. Hit the notification bell to get it delivered directly to your inbox every single time I upload. Any thoughts, suggestions, whatever you may have, leave all that down in the comment section below. Everything you leave down there, I will always respond to, unless you are the trolliest of trolls. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Shane. I'm out.